Hey, what's up, guys? Coming in today with another check. Last time I talked about hinging and if I have the ability to do a full hinge, and then talking about carrying tension through a shape, right? Bracing, creating abdominal pressure, and then also the overall theme is if I own a position, it means that I can breathe in a position, and then I have the ability to use that position dynamically. I can add weight to it and use it to strengthen as well. So that was about the hips and hinging. Today I want to talk about the shoulder and then this press position, okay? And this right here, right, number one thing we probably think of is bench pressing. But then I like to think about all my other athletes out there. If I'm a runner, if I'm a rower, running, sprinting, pressing, any of those shapes, I find this position, even my swimmers as well, coming up into a stroke and working into that shape. And so a common theme then that we'll see with people is as soon as they start to draw back into this press shape, as soon as their shoulder runs out of range of motion, right, and the ability to pull the elbow back, two things will happen. One, compensation will come from shoulder dumping forward in order to get the elbow further back, which then also relates to the elbow in a non-informal term is just kind of chicken winging coming out. And so then the shoulder gets internally rotated. I get a lot of pressure through the front of the shoulder. I may develop some bicep stiffness. I may also bicep tendonitis as well through the front of the shoulder. And then if this goes kind of over a long period of time, or I don't take care of this issue and I keep running into this pattern of shoulder dumping forward and elbow flaring, eventually I'm going to wear a hole in the front of the shoulder, and then I got a lot of issues coming from there. So what I want to give you today is prior to doing any type of movement of that similar shape, so if I'm on a bench, I'm going to run, I'm going to row, I'm going swimming, how do I check to see where my competency is that day for that position? And that lets me know what type of work I need to do outside of that. So it's a very simple drill. It's called a fist push-up drill. And what this looks like is you're gonna lay prone on the floor. And then once you're prone on the floor, we always think about creating tension. So I do wanna be able to point my toes, squeeze my butt, squeeze my belly. I get my hands in a push-up position like with a fist. And then all I do is just simply pull my shoulders back and down. And then I raise my fist up off the floor. And this is check number one. And the idea is to make sure that the front of the shoulder, as I pull my fist off the floor, does not dump. And it doesn't come forward in order to make room, right? That's a compensation that we want to avoid. And then check number two is once I can get into this shape, I can pull my fist off the floor. Then can I take full breaths through this position? Beautiful, right? I like to use with my athletes 5 breaths as a check there, and making sure that I can maintain the position, I can create tension in the position, and hold that for those 5 full breaths. And then you can see even from my little test there of 2 breaths, it is a challenge. I'm shaking, I'm trying to hold my stiffness, I'm pointing my toes, squeezing my butt, squeezing my belly, and I'm putting all the pieces together because remember, the body is a system of systems, and I'm using the tension through my glutes and through my abdominals to hold my shoulder position and then really take my muscles to their end range position there. So that's a really simple, easy check to make sure that I have competency before going into doing work like that. I can do multiple sets, multiple breaths, and you'll notice that the shape will actually open up with the more breaths that I take in that shape. And remember, breathing is the ultimate ownership of any shape. So make sure you check that out. I do want to show you one more variation because there are some times where instead of a short lever shape, we get into a long lever position. And this would be more for my sprinters, my swimmers, and getting into dynamic things if I'm doing more of dynamic movements. And so I can do the same sort of check, but I can insert a PVC pipe. And so I can get down on the floor, same idea, I'm gonna point my toes, squeeze my butt, squeeze my belly, I'm gonna pull my shoulders back, and then I'm gonna check for competency. How far can I raise the PVC pipe without letting my shoulders dump forward? And then ultimately, can I breathe in this shape? And what you're noticing is I can keep getting room with every breath that I take. And it's just as simple as that. The breathing is allowing me to make room in my shape. It's not, I'm not having any crazy stretches. I'm not getting on a band. I'm not smashing tissue. All I'm using is what I have, and that's my body, tension, and breathing. And then that allows muscles to return to their natural length-tension relationships and allows the shape to open. And most importantly, this is what keeps your shoulders healthy over a long period of time. This is called longevity work. So I've always preached for myself and for my clients is just don't jump into a workout today and think that movement is automatic. Do your checks prior, do your checks post working out, make sure your shoulders are fully functioning, and then move on with your day. See you guys tomorrow.